Good afternoon. I decided to make a quick video on something I've been thinking about for a little bit, and it was as I was teaching, I thought about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and we also talked about Rossini and Bach. And the more I study their music, I begin to see the importance of any performing musician, whatever style of music you enjoy to play. You should make a specific point to study the classics. I'm thinking of Art Tatum could play all the classics. Charlie Parker was familiar with the classics. A lot of the people that I respect and listen to, Chick Corea, he can play the classics. Keith Jarrett, the lists go on and on. Those are piano players, but think about Branford Marsalis. He plays classical music, as well as Wynton Marsalis. They play classical music. So I've made a mistake in the past to think that just because it's classical music, that as a jazz musician, I don't need to give it as much weight. But the truth is, I must give it just as much weight. So I don't feel like I'm reinventing the wheel and coming up with a new concept when it's already set forth. Schoenberg 12-row system, Bela Bartok and his string quartets. I play saxophone. I think about the unaccompanied cello, concerto that was written by Bach. And so all of these things that I'm mentioning and artists that I'm mentioning made the study of classical music mandatory. Some of them, they studied it because of teachers. Others, went to the library and studied about it. I was listening to an interview on YouTube, and that interview was with Wayne Shorter. And Wayne Shorter was talking about when he was a kid, he would go to the library and look at biographies and scores of the different composers, Brahms, and Beethoven, Bach, and Mozart. So in my quest as a jazz musician, I'm affirming that I'm going to continue studying the classics and studying why, they did what they did. They were great improvisers. They were those who focused on creating music at the moment. And so, I would like to continue that study. If you agree, just put some comments below. We can continue our dialogue about it in the comment section. Hopefully, you're some of the ones that are studying the classics and you're familiar with the classics. But if you're not, you can start with Bach, and then you can go to Mozart and Brahms and Handel. There's just so much music to appreciate. So I felt like I should mention that, and that's very important to me, and it was going to help my playing, especially as it pertains to Bach. In his two-part inventions, thinking about the well-tempered clavier. There's just so many things you could listen to. But, we just, as jazz artists, we in pop artists, gospel artists, whatever you play, you need not forget about the influence of classical music on all musics. That's what I have to say. Y'all have a good day. Bye.